Okay, so one thing I noticed about everyone is your transition when you're getting past the person's legs. The thing you want to think about is you don't have to move your head or move your body at all. You're actually just rotating, stepping back until you're around his leg. And there's really, like, for me, once I get that grip, I know it's over. I know I'm either going to pass the guy's guard or I'm going to get his back. Because I've drilled it a lot and I know what he can do. So as soon as you're around his legs, he can turn away from you or turn into you. So let's just go over it again. So can you rotate that way? So as I enter in, I'm going to grab one leg, and I know when I push that leg down to the ground, that's going to open up a space for me to come here. The only way he can stop me from grabbing his collar is if he's knowing, if he knows I want to go for that grip. But that's very rare. All right, so I'm coming in. As soon as I start pushing this leg down, I got it. All right. Now from this point, if you drill this, you guys get 400 or 500 reps on this. It's going to be over at this point because I've got my grip, and for him, it's super hard once the guy gets his grip to actually break it. All right. So
leverage.
Yeah, he has no leverage. All right. So thumb down, and watch this part too. I'm really going to get this super tight and pull. It almost pulls. I get it so tight it pulls his back off the ground. Elbow in the hip. And my back elbow is back again, so I don't get triangles. Now my weight's forward, and my knee is now in the hip. It's behind my elbow. I pull his hips up, and now I start the stutter step. Notice how I get past his legs, and then here, his top leg isn't even down yet, but I just switch, all right? I switch knees. Grab the collar, and then keep that elbow down. So basically, what this grip does right here, and you guys, and the most part, should get this every time you pass the guard, because if he turns away, I get the seatbelt, and you see I can pull him back down here, all right? So if he starts to turtle, I can pull him back down, and when I pull him back down, he'll want to go even more, and then that's when I slide my bottom knee in and get his back. All right, so that grip is super important when you're passing the guard, because it allows you to pull the person back, and jiu-jitsu is action-reaction. So at the highest level, if I pull him back a little bit, he's going to want to turtle even more, and then I'm going to kind of bait him to turtle. All right. If you guys watch high-level jiu-jitsu matches, most of the time when someone gets their back taken, it's because they're getting their guard passed and they turtle. All right, and that's a huge mistake. All right. If the guy, against a guy who's good at taking your back, if you turtle against him, it's 90% of the time he's going to finish you. So that's why it's important to learn taking the back from passing. So again, I grab, get my grips. I want to get this super tight in the hip, pull it back. My right elbow is back in my hip. My knee goes into his hip, pull his hips off the mat, and gradually stutter step. Switch, and now we're going to add one more step. So here, my opponent's going to turn away. But as he turns away, you can put your left hand on the mat. You're going to pull him back down once. So go ahead and try to turn. Pull him back down once, and the second time, you're going to slide your bottom knee in. All right, you can actually, here you can put your hook, but instead, I just want you to put your bottom knee in that space, okay? You're gonna put your bottom knee in that space, and now you're gonna pull him back down, get a seatbelt grip, and just stop right here, all right? You can put your top hook in, and then hip into the guy, pull to the other side, and do your other hook if you know how to do that. If you don't, you can just stop with your knee in the bottom. So, one more time. Enter in. Elbow back, I start to pass, I get around, and now I can get this grip late, all right? It's okay if I get right now, as he's turning, but I don't want to wait to here to get it. Now, it's kind of hard, all right? So I can get it right now, and as he goes, I'm going to pull him back down, and when he goes again, I'm going to slide the knee in, get my seatbelt grip with my thumb down, elbow squeezing, and just pinch my knees here, all right? If you know how to do this part, take your top hook, and the way you want to enter your top hook is up and down, all right? If he protects this area, it's kind of hard to get this hook in, but you take the hook, go ahead and protect. If you take the hook with your heel and enter in down, it's easier to get it in. Now you push your hips into his back, and you use the bottom foot to roll to the other side and get your other hook. That's a little bit harder, so if you have trouble with that, just stop at the point where you slide your bottom knee in, and you get the seatbelt grip. All right? Any questions? All right, guys, same thing. One guy All right, so now we'll look at that X pass. A lot of you probably know it, but if you drill the X pass enough, when you hit it on someone, and you can hit it on anyone, if they turn their back, they're done. If they turn into you, you can switch sides, you get passing points, or take it back. So the way we're going to start the X pass is I'm going to step over my partner's leg, and if, let's say we're here and he has De La Diva on me, if you're in the guard and you don't feel comfortable again, you can do a reset. So if he has a De La Diva on me, the way I'm going to reset the De La Diva is I'm going to push his leg down, swim my arm inside, pull up on his hand to break his grip, and then I'm just going to kick out and get away. All right? So again, if he has a De La Diva, I'm pushing it down, and you see when I push it down and I straighten my leg out, I straighten my leg back. So push down, straighten my leg back, pull up on the wrist, and get away. All right, just completely reset. All right. Now when I enter in again, I'm going to enter in an X pass. So the way I want to enter in is I can push down on this side of his leg, but I'm going to step in with one leg, and I'm going to step over one of his legs. All right. So I want one of his legs trapped in between my legs. Now with my right hand, I'm going to grab the collar, and I want to almost pull his back off the mat a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to pull his back off the mat, and I want to connect my elbow to my knee. All right. If I leave any space right there, I'm going to get all plotted. So I'm connecting my elbow to my knee. The other thing here is before I actually go for the X pass, what I want to do is fake a little bit like I'm going to pass to this side. And what that does is it gets his hips angled and going that way. Okay. So I want his hips facing that direction because I'm going to pass to this side. So I'm here, I fake like I'm going to pass this way by pushing down on this top leg a little bit, and as soon as I feel him resist, I'm going to make a big step back and stop in the same position we were in before. The only difference is now, I don't have to switch my grip. I already have this seatbelt grip, all right? All I'm going to do, the reason this is called the X pass, by the way, if you don't know, my arms are like an X right now. So the only thing I have to do now is let go of this pants grip, put my elbow in the hip, and now we're in the same exact position we were before. Okay? If he turns into me now, as he turns into me, I'm going to do a long step type movement. So I'm going to take my elbow, I'm going to put my elbow on the mat, and make a big back step, and get the seatbelt. All right? It's hard to do that slow, but when you do it fast, your hip should swing around as fast as you can. Okay? So if he turns into you, you long step and take it back. The guy turns away, you get your seatbelt. All right? Either way, you're getting the back. So again, I'm going to enter in, grab the collar, connect my elbow to my knee. Now, I'm going to fake. The fake's super important because if you try to do anything in jiu-jitsu the first time without faking, your opponent just has to defend one thing. And jiu-jitsu is all action-reaction. So if I fake a little bit, it makes him think that I'm going to pass that way, and then I kick back. When you kick back, you have to kick your back leg up high. So I fake, and now I kick my leg back high, and I push his leg down, and comes to the knee on belly position. This isn't really knee on belly, my knee's in his hip. Okay? My knee's in his hip, my hands are in an X. When I let go, my hand comes down, and he's going to turn really slow at first. And what I'm going to do here, guys, is I'm going to dive my left elbow in that space. At the same time, I take this back leg, and I make a big swing with it. All right? And a huge step. Once I'm back here, underneath that shoulder blade, it's very important that you don't just get the seatbelt here. You get underneath his shoulder blade with your back. So I want to see him on my toes right here. So I'm going to get underneath his back. And then here, I'm going to actually, I want him to turtle, all right? So I'm going to push into him. Do the same thing as before. Again, I'm focusing on keeping the seatbelt and worrying about the hooks later. Because I can just squeeze my knees right here and control him and set up my chokes. But if I worry about hooks, let me get the hooks, Jerry. So if I worried about the hooks and I have the hooks, but I didn't have the seatbelt, now I have no control over him. He can just slip out. All right. So one more time. Put your head. Switch angle. Yeah, that way. So I'm going to enter in, fake to the right, and as soon as I fake, I'm going to take a big step back. Put my knee in his hip. Elbow comes down hard into the hip, and now as he turns into me, you can even jump if you want, but just get to the other side. And the most important part is putting that elbow in this area. Sorry. So. So here, he turns into me, the elbow comes down, and I long step to the other side. All right? Get my seatbelt, and I want to push his back to the ground, or his chest to the ground, so I can get his back. Anyone have any questions? All right, guys, let's do the partner. 5 minutes on, 5 minutes off.
Is it important, because you can still pass even if they have a collar grip in that position, right?
I wish so.
Yeah, so
You're talking about me?
Yeah, like.
Oh, no.
Break no matter what. Just break.
Yeah. They're setting up loop chokes. And my posture is really bad right here, so 2-on-1.
Break and then just reset. And it's fast, so they can't reset their grips.
Yeah.
So you gotta like time it.
Every time they get that grip, it's break.
Okay.
With these 3 passes, it's pretty much all you need. You need a couple more things, obviously, but you know, if you just drill and perfect these 3 passes, you can have an awesome passing game. So instead of learning a ton of different passes, just focus on the basic ways to pass the guard. Underneath, the first way I showed you, you go underneath the guy's legs. Over, which is the second way I showed you, all right? So you're stepping over the guy's legs. And around, all right? Around's the third way. So the name of this pass is called hand on hip Toriano. It's one of my favorite passes because it's just super effective and there's so many options from it. This is an awesome pass. So again, we're always going to start from not being engaged in the guy's guard because I don't like showing passes that start tied up because anytime I'm tied up, like if he has De La Diva on me, I'm going to be looking, I don't want to pass from here because if I pass from here, chances are I'm going to be swept or submitted. If you think about jiu-jitsu like a chess match, it's not good to attack while the other person's attacking. Like you want to defend and then attack, all right? Because if he's attacking and I'm attacking at the same time, I'm not defending and he could go put me in checkmate when I'm not defending. So if he has a grip on me, I'm gonna break the grip, kick back, reset, and now I'm gonna pass on my terms, all right? First thing I'm gonna do is I wanna grab the outside of his bottom leg, and as I grab the outside of his bottom leg, I'm going to come in with my hand, and I want to grab right near his ribs, like this extra material right here. This is going to be a brand new grip for some of you guys, but I'm going to grab this material, right by his ribs, and my elbow's going to go on this side of his thigh. When you're on bottom, make sure your hips are stiff, because if you're just like a wet noodle, this pass doesn't work. It only works when a person's stiff. So when I enter in, I'm going to put my hand right here and grab the material, and now I'm going to push the bottom leg to the mat. But I want to be on my toes right here, and all my weight needs to be going into him. So I want to be here on my toes, all my weight going into him. And notice this elbow right here, it's going to follow his leg. Because if he tries to put the lasso in, I can lose the whole pass, all right? That's how the guy's going to defend this. So I'm here. If he tries to put the lasso in, I need to stay close to his leg. And as he tries to put the lasso in, I'm going to walk to the other side and push his leg to the mat with my elbow. All right? As soon as I get here, I'm going to let go of this grip, grab the collar, and look what position we're in. The same thing we'll be doing the entire time. Okay? Seatbelt, he turns into me, long step, turns away, he goes back. All right? So, again, I enter in, grab the material outside the pants. This grip is really important right here because I don't want to grab his hair. Make sure you're nice to your training partners and you get a really good specific grip right here. Now I'm still in the guy's guard. You can fake like you're going to walk this way and then walk to the side. And now if he doesn't get the lasso, I'm going to take the bottom leg. This is really important. I'm going to lift the bottom leg up and walk his hips to the other side. So watch. I'm going to lift the bottom leg up, walk his hips to the other side, and get the elbow vice over my own arm. All right? So I grab his collar and elbow vice over my own arm. Now his hips are glued to this way. He can't turn back into me. Okay? This is a really strong passive position. For him to turn back into me, he has to hip escape all the way over to the other side. It's extremely hard when I have that elbow vice. So chances are, when I'm right here, he's going to turn away from me. When he does, I'm going to be ready with my seatbelt to the back. All right? Let me make sure.
Do I need to scoot over?
Yeah. All right.
Good. to here.
So one more time. I'm going to enter in, grab the outside of the pants, sprawl out, and notice he's going to be trying to get half guard right here on my leg. So as he's trying to get half guard, I step over his leg, walk his hips to the other side, and get that elbow vice. From here, if he's like pushing on my shoulder, I can swim inside and pass, or if he doesn't do anything right here, and I'm in this position, I'm just going to come inside, put my arm on his shoulder right here, put my knee to the mat. His left hand is going to come lock his hips, and I'm going to pass with his hips blocked and with head control. With my right arm, I can grab either his shoulder or grab the collar right here. I just want to be as tight as I can. So again. But for just a practice drill, I don't want the guy to push. Let's just do this. We'll be here, just swim inside, get head control, and then take this back arm, come around his hips, and then just step back and get side control. All right, everyone got it? So we're walking out, walking the guy's hips back, putting the elbow vice on, and maintaining side control. All right, let's do it 5 minutes each.